Why do so many smart kids grow up feeling lonely and struggling as adults? Think about it. These kids were praised, rewarded, and told they'd go far. They were the special ones. But somewhere along the way, that praise turned into pressure. The label that once made them shine started to feel like a prison. Now, as adults, many of them are stuck. They can't find motivation, they feel socially behind, and even though they look fine on the outside, inside they carry a deep sense of isolation. So why does this happen? And more importantly, how do we undo it? When we're young, our identity is simple. Kids build it around small things, like, I love Pokemon, or I'm the kid who likes chicken nuggets. But for some, their identity becomes, I'm smart. That phrase sticks. Parents, teachers, classmates reinforce it. And for a while, it feels amazing. You get praise, attention, and life feels easy. You don't have to study as hard. You pick things up quickly, and you stand out. But here's the hidden cost. You're praised for effortless success, not hard work. Over time, you start believing, backhand index pointing right, if I'm smart, things should always be easy. And that belief becomes dangerous. Because the moment something isn't easy, you don't see it as a normal challenge. You see it as proof that maybe you're not smart after all. So you start avoiding challenges. You only do things you're already good at. You protect your image instead of experimenting, while everyone else is out trying, failing, and growing. When you stop taking risks, you also stop connecting. Real friendships often come from shared struggles, joining a team, trying something new, going through awkward stages together. But if you avoid those moments, you miss out on connection. You don't join the club because you're scared of being bad at it. You avoid group projects because they frustrate you. Slowly, you step out of the flow of social life. And yes, you still crave connection, but instead of engaging emotionally, you lean on intelligence. You analyze people instead of relating to them. You understand logically what they feel, but you don't feel it with them. That works on the surface. You might seem charismatic, but underneath, you're exhausted. Every social interaction feels like a performance. And soon, you start avoiding even that. When the loneliness gets sharp, the ego steps in. You tell yourself, I don't relate to people because I'm different. I'm deeper. I'm smarter. It feels safer to believe that than to admit you're lonely. But this creates a wall that keeps connection out. We call this defensive arrogance. And while it protects you, it also isolates. So how do we fix this? The first step is letting go of the smart kid identity. Intelligence is not the problem, but tying your self-worth to it is toxic. If your value depends on always being the smartest, you'll avoid failure at all costs. You'll sabotage growth just to protect the illusion. And eventually, that illusion will collapse. Instead, build a new identity, not around being smart, but around being willing to grow. Stop asking, what will make me look intelligent? Start asking, what will help me move forward? Try things. Be bad at them. Show up not to impress, but to participate. That's where growth happens. Because your value isn't in being special, it's in being human. And being human means you're allowed to fail, to feel lost, to not know what you're doing. What matters is that you take imperfect, honest steps anyway. If you've spent your whole life trying to be the smartest person in the room and now you don't know how to be anything else, this is where you begin. Let go of the story. Stop trying to be impressive. Start trying to be real. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room to belong there. You just need to show up, messy, imperfect, human. And when you do, you'll feel something you may not have felt in a long time. Connection. Not because you earned it, not because you proved yourself, but because you were finally willing to step